Crazy facts about Queen Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt. Cleopatra VII. Philopator, often simply known as Cleopatra, was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt. Her life was a whirlwind of romance, political intrigue, and power struggles. Here are some crazy facts about this enigmatic queen. She wasn't Egyptian. Despite being the Queen of Egypt, Cleopatra wasn't ethnically Egyptian. She belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, which was of Greek origin. The Ptolemies were descendants of Ptolemy I Soter, one of Alexander the Great's generals. Cleopatra was the first in her dynasty to actually learn the Egyptian language and embrace many of the country's customs. Beauty and brains. Cleopatra is often depicted as a great beauty, but her intelligence was her most striking feature. She was highly educated, fluent in multiple languages, including Greek, Egyptian, Latin, and others, and had extensive knowledge of mathematics, philosophy, oratory, and astronomy. Ancient sources suggest she could hold her own in discussions with the greatest scholars of her time. Her voice was her greatest weapon. Historical accounts praise Cleopatra's speaking ability. Roman historian Cassius Dio noted that she had a charming voice and was persuasive and eloquent. Her charisma and rhetoric were instrumental in her political dealings, particularly in her liaisons with Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Julius Caesar and Cleopatra, a legendary affair. Cleopatra's relationship with Julius Caesar is the stuff of legend. After becoming lovers, Cleopatra gave birth to Caesarion, Ptolemy XV Philopator Philometor Caesar, whom she claimed was Caesar's son. Their affair scandalized Rome, but it was also a strategic alliance for Cleopatra, helping her secure her throne in Egypt. The dramatic entrance. Cleopatra was known for her dramatic flair. When she first met Julius Caesar, she is said to have had herself rolled up in a carpet, or a linen sack, according to some sources, and smuggled into his quarters. When the carpet was unrolled, out popped Cleopatra, making an unforgettable first impression on Caesar. Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Romance and ruin. After Caesar's assassination, Cleopatra aligned herself with Mark Antony, one of Rome's most powerful generals. Their relationship was both a political alliance and a passionate romance. They had 3 children together, but their union ultimately led to their downfall. The Roman Senate, led by Octavian, the future Emperor Augustus, declared war on Cleopatra and Antony. The Battle of Actium. The decisive conflict between Octavian and the forces of Cleopatra and Mark Antony culminated in the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE. Cleopatra and Antony's navy was defeated, and they fled back to Egypt. Their defeat marked the end of Ptolemaic rule and the beginning of Roman dominion over Egypt. A tragic end. Faced with inevitable defeat, Cleopatra and Antony chose to end their lives. Antony fell on his sword, believing Cleopatra was already dead. Cleopatra, determined to avoid capture and humiliation in Rome, supposedly killed herself by allowing an asp, a venomous snake, to bite her. However, some historians suggest she might have used a poisonous ointment or another method. Legacy and myth. Cleopatra's legacy has endured for over 2 millennia, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and film. She is often portrayed as a seductress, but this image oversimplifies her true nature. Cleopatra was a shrewd and effective ruler who sought to protect her kingdom and maintain its independence in the face of overwhelming Roman power. Cleopatra in popular culture. Cleopatra has been a subject of fascination in modern culture. Elizabeth Taylor's portrayal of her in the 1963 film Cleopatra is iconic, and she has been depicted in numerous other movies, TV shows, books, and plays. Cleopatra's blend of beauty, intelligence, and dramatic life story continues to captivate audiences around the world. Cleopatra VII was a woman of extraordinary talents and ambitions, navigating the treacherous waters of Roman politics with skill and determination. Her life and reign were marked by a series of dramatic events that have cemented her place in history as one of the most fascinating figures of the ancient world. Despite the myths and legends, the true story of Cleopatra reveals a complex and powerful leader who left an indelible mark on history.